What is up? And I'm going to activate push talk. We are now going to start very shortly. Link is in race announcements. Alright guys, we're going to start pacing. Please try to stay behind the other guys so we can practice our pace. So I think we might have a few people go with the person ahead if he goes. These cars now you can see making their way off. Look at that huge field. We got 12 drivers today. Huge field. Alright. We're gonna increase the pace in a little bit. We will be going green this lap. Remember to slow down by the oval turn. Okay, now I'm slowing down at 60. Okay, increasing pace, but everyone else maintains 60 miles an hour. Everyone else maintains 60. Green flag. Green flag now out. As you can see, all the qualifiers making their way by. Shive, the leader of the pack so far, as there's already a little bit of lag issues. T7 Jake, and a four-way battle potentially over for a position because we need to start the timer. I apologize for the slightly delayed start of the timer. We'll still run off of this. We will stop once, since there's a couple new people. The qualifying is based off the person in the front of the pack, so if you're not done and he has completed a lap, but technically you're out of time, you'll still have another extra lap. But just listen to my orders and you'll be fine. Meanwhile, T7 Jake made their way in as the first laps come in. T7 Jake quick time. Luke plays 18. No Tritz now quick time as Shive's going to run wide. Nettie not too far behind in the 4th place spot as Shive makes his way over and down from the hills. Shive going to run wide as Luke and Jake inching closer. A lot of lag as there's 4 minutes to go. I don't see anyone new in the server, so there's no need to help anyone. A slight lack of Anyways, for the lead, Luke plays and Shive side by side, make their way around the oval turn, through and out. This used to be called the carousel, though now that it's part of an oval. And there's two of them still side by side, make their way down the back straightaway up to the final turn and out of it. Shive still the leader of the pack. As we look at the timing board, Jason in 3rd so far, but that's more than likely bound to change as Dale moves into the 3rd place position. There's your times right now. There's not another person struggling. Is there's anyone that's stuck? No. Luke plays side by side with Shive 21 once again, making the way through the oval turn. You're approaching the halfway point soon. Shive tries to throw it in. Can't get anything to stick. Luke is your leader. We are halfway done with this qualifying session, drivers. Luke play is going to make his way around turn 1 pretty dominantly. If you have been overlapped, no one's been overlapped yet, but if you are overlapped, you'll basically just treat as you're behind him. So that goes for you, Speedy. And Speedy at turn 1 now, 1 lap down. We are currently 5 laps into this qualifying session. Luke Plays is going to hold quick time. Shibe is knocked out a second. But, sorry, Jake is knocked out. And then Dale makes his way up to second place. Christian in the Seneco car makes his way side by side and overtakes Speed at R1 with little to no issues. So what's going to happen, by the way, I'd like for you guys to do a cooldown lap and then line up on the front stretch before the line. So don't cross the line once you're done. Just do like a cooldown lap. Back at the front, Luke Plays. See Jake and Shy potentially doing something back there. Meanwhile, in the back, I think I might see Twin Triple V6 making up a little bit of ground. Twin Triple V6 currently 10th place. He's been taking this one quite easily. Doesn't want to prove himself too much. Netta currently backwards and stuck. She might be having some sort of small issue. She will be starting from the back of the field though as it's going. Right, Luke Plays. You, I believe, might be on your final lap, but I'll be watching if you have an extra one, and I'll let everyone else know. Everyone, you might be on your final lap, but there might be one to go. When you guys cross the line, or for those that already have, then it might be. You know kind of how Luke does this one. There's a decent one looking around the oval turn. Is there any big moves here? Jason currently is green on his sector 1. We'll have to see him. As Luke Plays, you are one to go. One more to go for everyone. One more to go for everyone. There's one more lap for everyone once you cross the line. Might not have thought that one through the most. Now that everyone else has an extra lap, but we'll have to see as that goes. Jason in P5 though, so overall decent looking for him. Speed R1. Speed R1, you'll have one to go unless you get overtaken by Luke. Okay, Speed R1, this is your final lap. You're done. Alright, Luke, you're done. Everyone do a cooldown lap. Everyone do a cooldown lap once you cross the line. And stop before the line. So, when you come around the next time by. And looking at the timing board, so far it's Luke Plays, T7 Jake, Dale, Shibe 21 to 4, Jason Daddy in 5th. I'm not sure who Nettie is. But he's in 6th. He does have a car. And we're gonna have East 951 in 7th gen in 8th. Speedy R1 gets moved out of 9th. I'm not sure who that person is either. He's another new guy. Twin Turbo V6 and then Eris Netta. So please make sure not to cross the line. Just line up single file by order. So again, I'll just repeat your names once more. Let me just move my car out. So actually stop in the final turn, guys. If you can. So I could organize this better. And what I'm going to want you guys to do is line up at a 45-degree angle. Probably in this direction. Yeah. So, when you hear your name, just come forth. And we'll organize this all in organized but quick fashion. So, I'm now lined up. There goes the bumper. I want Luke Plays or No Turrets to come over. So, No Turrets, P1. P7 Jake, come over in P2. Dale, come over in P3. Line up 45 degrees like my car is. Shibe 21. Then Jason. Please make sure to take it easy. Have your left rear almost at the wall. And kind of be like how Jake and Lucas, so if you give a little more speed. Yeah, that's about good. So Shibe over here. That's 12 drivers. So then we have Jason, just waiting for Shibe to line up. Then we have Okay, after Jason is Nettie. I'm not sure who that is. But Jake, you start P2. Why? Why? Because skill issue. Then after East is Jen, then only Jesus. I don't know who that is. Speedy gets R1 in 10th. Twin Triple V sits in 11th, and then Arizona in the back of the field. It's a good looking grid today. Speedy gets R1. What are you doing? Speedy, don't cross the line, please. Speedy, don't cross the line. Speedy. Eris, do you want to take 11th or are you going to say 12th? Also, careful, be mindful of Speedy. I need a direct answer from Eris. I'm not in pajamas, I'm wearing trunks and a white tee. A messy one at that. Alright, everyone into your cars, please. Everyone into your cars. We're going to take a photo. Then we're going to do a... let me see how many laps this race was, actually. I think this is 45 laps, but I'll check. No, get into your car. I did start the stream. Get into your car, and then you can say what you're saying. I'm going to check the pass, see how many laps this one was. The older cars, they ran about the same lap times. No. No, stay in your car. And please keep your lights off, guys. We're looking at the last race we ran over here. And that would be... Just gonna check real quick. Took a 45 lap race. We're gonna do 2 pace laps. We're going to have a 20 cut limit before you get a 10-second time penalty. You cannot undo the penalty once you get your penalty. So once you have it, you have it. Alright. Alright, drivers, are you all focused? We're going to start up very quickly. We're going to do a little introduction. CC limit is 20, and the stream link is in announcements. Race announcements. Yes, 20 cuts. Drivers, can you please turn your engines off? Press F. Don't hear silence. Check. Please keep your engines off. Speedy hits R1, everyone. Everyone, please turn your engines off. I want to try something cool where it's like a driver start your engine still. Do you think that would work? Everyone get to your cars. We're about to start up, but keep your engine turned off. Alright? Everyone into your cars, keep your car turned off, because I think I have an idea to do something kind of cool. Please, I'm being serious. I ask, do you want to race, Shy? Because I'm going to black flag you if you don't. Thank you. You're not making me cry, you're just being slightly annoying. I want to see if we could try something kind of cool. Please, everyone, keep your engines off, and we'll get going. Once you guys get the driver start your engines call, don't start. We'll get going. So please, everyone, be ready. We're going to start up very shortly. I just need to get everything set up. Nettie, no more. Alright, turn your engines off. Eris, twin, please. Alright. Eris, engine off. Engine off. We're going to try this, see if this works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Alright. Here it comes. Alright, looking at the back of your grid. Twin Turbo V6. There's Netta in the 42, Twin in his historic car, currently dominating the championship, started all the way from the back after laying it off easy. There's Netta in the 45 Fortune car, and in the 23 car we have Speedy XR1 in his Blue Emo TRD machine. Over in the 28 in his debut race, we have a new driver. We'll get to his name very shortly. We have Jen in the 57 TD rolling over. We got 12 cars today. So far, that puts him at 7th place. Eastime 5-1 in his car behind Jen. And then another new guy being the 14 car of Nettie. Then we have Jason in the 20 for another Roadcourse race. Shive 21 in the 66 over in 4th place. As for his debut race, the highest qualifier for a beginner so far, at least today, we have Dale and the 41 Seneca machine. T7 Jake, although sleep deprived, still running high in 2nd place in the 27 TGS machine. And then your pole sitter is No Turitz, whom I actually didn't really expect to show up today. Managed to come up and impress. Now for the more famous sports and motorsports. Hold up for just a second. It's quiet that volume a little bit. Drivers, start your engines. As you hear the word V8 engines out in Hawaii today. That was awesome. Alright, we are going to now start pacing, go when the driver ahead of you goes, but try to make it reasonable. Yellow flag is out. With place, make your way up to first, please. And his driver's not making the way out. And try to hold off. Is that? Who was that was in the pits? I think I saw somebody in the pit lane. I mean, in the grandstand. I'm going to keep this one reasonable, stay in 2nd gear most of the time. Next lap will go a little bit quicker. That's Narwhal 5. Narwhal 5, if you could go into the pit lane, you could start from the pits. Once everyone is passed. Since you run the game. If you want to race. But you gotta make it quick. Okay, there's one pace lap to go. Narwhal 5, again, as I'm saying, if you want to race, just chill in the pit lane and wait for us to go. Pacing speed is increased a little, but it won't be for long. If you don't want to race, that's okay. But if you could do me a favor, please clear out the cars from the paddocks. And how's pacing looking? Pacing is looking good and solid. Pacing is looking good. Just try to maintain yourselves and don't jump. We're gonna go to 60 miles an hour. Everyone hold 60 miles an hour. I am going to I'm gonna increase myself so I can get over into the pits as quickly as I can. Alright. Drivers, hold your pace, hold your pace. I'm gonna hold pace as much as we can. Netta. Okay. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Watch for jump speed at turn 1. Watch yourself, you're about to jump. All jumps are cleared, except for Eris. Yeah, I won't count it as a jump. Green flag now out. Sarah's Netta having some mild issues, it seems. Meanwhile, for the front, you can see Shive side by side with Dale, T7 Jake in the mixture, as well as Jason Daddy up in 5th. Yo being Excrucian, I believe, being the username. Shive already in 2nd place. Nar. And Shive is going to tap the wall. Jake making up a little bit of ground down the straightaway. Maybe they'll approach side by side coming to turn 1. Not quite so. Now we actually have a full reason to have the nameless this high, or the ordeal going up this high, as Nurturit's already up to a dominant start. Meanwhile, T7 Jake potentially making up a move as we speak on Shive. It all depends on how they do the oval turn, make their way around the oval turn for the 2nd lap by. Shive gets a little bit loose. Jake is going to be up on his bumper side by side into the final turn. Now through the breaking point. Jake is going to tap the wall, loses a spot. Maybe he'll lose more. We're going to scroll down to him. Jake loses a spot to Dale now on the podium. As you can see, Twin Turbo V6 having already made up a bunch of ground on the whole field here. There's Netta also making up ground until she goes wide. Twin Turbo V6 now side by side with Jason for a brief bit. He's going to get a better exit going down the hill into the club sector. As Twin Turbo V6 now making its way up to 4th place, I believe. Got by Jason like he was completely standing still. Meanwhile, Jen, Ned, and Eris potentially in a battle here. It's a tight one. Everyone's kind of like spazzing out. As Noturits has been dominating, you can see the whole field back there, all in a cluster for a position as Twin Turbo V6 going to make up ground on T7 Jake going up and down the hill. Will he be able to get by him? Narrowly approaching side by side. It's hard to tell as they spaz through. And Twin gets by now side by side with Dale for 3rd place. Twin Turbo V6 side by side with Dale. Gets by. How long is that going to last though? We'll have to see. As Shive now getting approached side by his teammate, Twin Turbo V6, down the front straightaway. And now make the way into turn 1. It looks like Twin is going to get by just for the moment, but not for too long. Shive with a decent looking exit. Twin Turbo V6 having started all the way from the back, made his way up all the way up to the front this far. In just a matter of 4 laps. So always a very dominant driver. We'll see how Noturits holds up to him though. Shive now overtaken by Twin Turbo V6. As it looks like T7 Jake potentially trying to make a move on a Crucian. As well as Jason in the back there making a move. I'll have to see it as they exit on by. Jason side by side with Ned. And Jake is by. Jen going to potentially be in the midst for this 3-way battle for the 5th place spot. Or 6th place. As side by side between Ned and Jason, maybe 3 wide, potentially for a moment there. Jason going to fall back. Jen going through. There's Netta in the midst. As they make their way around the oval curve. Jason with a good looking exit on Ned. We love these action-packed races when there's large fields. can see the whole straightaway there. As Ariznet is going to slip by from Jason. There's another ground to get by. You see East in the back. Ninth place, not too far into the back. And I need to fit Zaris' lap, so I'll deal with that. My apologies, Zaris. Jason now trying to make a slide job on Arisneta through the oval turn. As it goes side by side, Arisneta goes wide. She's going to fall behind. And is there any big moves up at the front? Not too quite sure at the moment, although Arisneta still side by side with Jason for position for 7th place. That was the spot they were fighting for. Looking back up at the front, T7 Jake. So far the front is a little bit evenly split out, although Shibe has been catching back up to Twin, fortunately for him. As you can see, Arisneta through the oval curve. She had a bad start. As we look over at the times, Twin Triple V sits currently going quick time. I believe it might be just about a new track record for the ROX Mods in terms of on-race laps, although we have seen 36 it's made before. That is Shibe, and Shibe is in the pit lane. Shibe has pulled off from the race. He is a DNF. All the way from 3rd to DNFing. I believe he had some personal issues there. Moves Jake up to the podium, so far we see a DGS 1 and 3. Yeah, if Jake can pick up the rhythm, he might just about find himself back up to Twin Triple V6. As Twin has been making up the gap between him and Luke, little by little. As you can see, Speedy Answer 1 now a lap down. It's been about 2/10 this lap by, and we'll see if there's any battles going on. Yes, there is. Between Jason and Ned and East. All of them 3 wide through turn number 1, out of it, onto the rolling straightaway. Really straight. Now up and down the hill they go into the club section. It's more 3 wide action. Jason's going to fall behind from the pack. East 951 making up the ground as they now go side by side. Still making their way around the oval turn, and it's a good battle stirred up over here. Meanwhile, Twin Triple V sits making up a little bit of ground on Luke. It's been pretty good for him. The battle so far is split off a little bit, although you can see Arisneta, I believe, or not Arisneta, that was it Aris? That was Aris. Having gone by Crucian. I do apologize for missing that, although it's not going to last for long that way. Goes wide around the club turn. And there's Netta loose. Just about spins out. She's lost the position. Now she's about to lose 2, maybe 3 at this rate. So there went a bunch of ground she made up. Meanwhile, Twin Triple V sits inching more and more. Although Arisneta, having made all that ground, thrown all the way again to the back of the field. A little bit of a frustrating mistake as she makes her way through the inside of Natty Cave 11. Oh, that was Neo. That was Neo. This is Neo. Okay, got it. Only Jesus is Neo. East 951 side by side with Jason as he makes his way by through the oval curve. A little more ground made by Twin Triple V sits. This Gen seemingly starting to catch up. You can see it looks like... Is that a car stuck on turn 1? I think... it wasn't quite. Had me a little bit nervous there, will not lie. Meanwhile, Jason and East still battling for the 8th place spot. As you can see, Twin and Nortritz holding ahead of these drivers. Meanwhile, though, East and Jason and Nettie back up to a battle potentially here. Meanwhile, for the front, as Neo gets another spin, we're going to watch over from our leader, Nortritz, as he's being hunted down little by little. Twin Turbo making up a little ground on that straightaway. We'll focus more on the battle as it's been going on. East 951 side by side with Nettie. Speedy at R1 now, another lap down potentially. Or no, now we're lap from these guys. As Ace is going to be at the head of the pack. Twin has been a little static as it's going so far. As Nettie gets a great exit on East, he's going to make his way by. Jason also seemingly doing a little bit better right there. Side by side down the front straightaway between Nettie and East. And still side by side around turn 1 onto the hill straight. It looks like a good exit for East, but it looks like Nettie had a faster one potentially here. We'll have to see as they make their way through the club section. Gap between Luke and Twin within a whole second now. We're going to watch these two. Twin Turbo V6 started all the way from the back. Have been dominating the season. Will he be able to dominate this race if he manages to get by from Luke? He's been making up ground little by little. As Jake and Jen also in a dogfight for the podium. As is side by side down the club section. Jake goes a little bit wide. Jen is going to make his way through. Jake with an aggressive move, trying to make a move to get by Twin Triple V6, having made a small error, I believe, on the exit of one of these turns, having fallen behind yet another second. G7 Jake now out of the podium, but not for long. Tries to make the move as they're side by side going their way through the rolling hills. There's been battles throughout the whole track today, but things have definitely not been lackluster. Jake now ahead for the time being from Jen, although he is coming in hot through the final turn side by side once again down the front stretch. Jen is going to get a better exit than Jake. You can also see Netta and Crucian trying to battle each other from the back part of the front stretch. And you can say the same between Luke and Twin, although they've been about a whole third of a track ahead of Jake and Jen here. So watching again from Luke for just, well, let's see if there's anything else going on. For the time being, there's Netta side by side with the Crucian, and Crucian trying to throw in the slider for Dale. Dale throws in the slider, makes a move, but there's Netta coming back side by side down to the final turn. And they make their way through. There's Netta's going to get loose though, and she falls behind. Meanwhile, for the front, we're seeing another tail chase stir up again between Luke and Twin. And all just takes one little mistake, and he's already in the back. We'll have to see how this goes. There's Ned with 33 cuts. There's Ned with 40 cuts. There's Ned, you're going to have a 20-second time penalty at the end of this race. When you get 60, you will be black flagged. Same thing for East 951 and Neil. You guys are going to have a 10-second time penalty added at the end of the race. Sorry, added at the end of the race, so keep that in mind. Dozen or so people with some moderate cut penalties. A little more ground between Wynn and Luke. I think East has fallen behind a bit, made a small mistake, now is one lap down. As Jen half second behind from, or Jen is a half second ahead of Jake, although Luke and Twin narrowly approaching the battle for the lead. We'll see how this one goes. A little bit of a wide exit for Twin Triple V6, although Luke, only about 2 car lengths between the two drivers as they make their way down the front straightaway. Here comes the battle for the lead. They're within a quarter second of each other, and Twin tries to throw it in. Nordritz is going to keep it for the moment. Twin goes a little wide through turn 1. We'll have to see as they make their way over down the hill to the club sector. As Twin just a bumper away. Maybe we'll see side by side down the oval turn. And out of the exit they go. And Still Twin at the bumper of Notritz, as he's going to try to set it in through the last turn. Side by side for the lead. Here we go. As they make their way through the front straightaway, the guy with the stronger brakes is going to be Twin. Although Luke tries to throw a slingshot, it's not going to work as well as Twin's though. Twin, your new leader. Meanwhile, battle for the podium potentially between T7 Jake and Jen. Jake with a little bit of energy back up again. As you can see, Notritz making their way with Twin to the final turn. And there's T7 Jake. An impressive run, though, overall by Twin Triple V6, making its way all the way from the back to the front of the field. Luke not too far behind still, but just out of range. Meanwhile, Jake within a car length of Jen. Although he's going to lose a little bit on the straightaway. Also looks like Dale and Eris have been battling this one out. Well, there's a couple other names in the back. Jen is going to run a little bit wide onto the grass, and that's going to allow Jake to get a little more grip on the back stretch. So that gap has now been reduced just a bit, about 1/3 of a second between the two of them, as Jake tries to send in another slider. Now on his tail, losing a little ground on the exit, but now within range of attacking Jen. Will Jake try to fight back for the podium spot? Side by side down the club section into the oval turn. Here they go. Jake sends it into the inside. Jen trying to cross over side by side down the backstretch. As they make their way over to the final turn. Jen is going to fight back for the time being, still side by side down the front straightaway. As we are soon approaching the halfway point of this race, Jake is going to fall a little bit behind, but only a bit. He's still within punching range, as you can see. As there's Netta and Jen still trying to battle off for a position. Dale gets back the 5th place spot. As the two of them going side by side into the club section, out of it. Dale going to keep over in the 5th place spot. T7 Jake is going to try to make anything work. Not quite, it seems. You can see Notritz and Twin there for a brief second. There's just been battles throughout the entire field today. So I'd say this has been a really exciting race. T7 Jake making up a little more ground, making their way over through the club section into the oval turn. Will he be able to make anything work down the inside? Crossing over once again, and Jen is going to get back up ahead still. Meanwhile, it seems like Twin has been extending his lead little by little. You can see not a whole turn between the two now. T7 Jake not getting as good of an exit as he did last lap. There's still plenty of laps to go. By the way, drivers, we are halfway done with the race. So the cross flags are up in the air. T7 Jake is 1 cut away from a 10-second time penalty. So be aware, Jake, you are 1 cut from a 10-second time penalty. Not the end of the world, though. You're still probably at least going to keep 3rd. But also, Jen is close, so it could be between you two. 3 team strategies for both my guys. Jake probably trying to be a little more conservative, maybe hoping that Jen will be the one to get the penalty and he'll get an easy 2nd place, or an easy podium place. We'll have to see as this goes on. Jen has not gotten any new corner cuts. But it has noticeably been there. Nothing significant between Jen or between Dale or Eris, is another smack into the tires for Neo. So far things have been a little bit more quiet. We like these times to sort of take photos, just relax. But it looks like Eris Netta starting to approach side-by-side action with Dale for just a moment. Went wide through the club section, unfortunately, so she's lost that ground for the time being. Though she is coming in hot. Let's get looking at it for Eris Netta. I believe this might be one of Dale's first A-chassis stock car races. I could be wrong. And it looks like East 951 has also fallen into the pits and is pulled off for the race. Meanwhile, Eris Netta sends it in and gets by for the time being for 5th place. Maybe Dale will try something, though he's out of reach. Eris Netta now going to fall back a little bit as they're side by side down the oval turn. Now the oval turn, Dale has made his way back into 5th place, so Eris Netta's going to try her best to send it back in. Side by side once again into the final turn, into the front straightaway. We also see Jen and Jake trying to fight each other, but they're both 25 seconds behind. You can also see Twin Triple V sits. Look at him. About to lap these two fantastic drivers already. We are approaching the later half of the race. We're not quite 10 to go, but we are within 15 to go. So these have been a little bit close and packed. And Jake does get a time penalty. Jake will get a time penalty, so speed gets our 1. Man, Eris Netta, you are 4 away from being black flag, so be aware of that. Try to be mindful. And let's see how Jen is doing. Jen's still seemingly on 17 cuts. Maybe Jake will try to take this little penalty as a bit of relaxation to push further. And maybe if he lucks out, Jen might get a 10-second penalty. And be between the two of them again. Generally speaking, that would be my strategy if I was in his case. Doesn't always work like that, of course. As Jake is going to get by from Jen. Jen trying to take the more conservative route and maybe hoping that if he could keep under those 3 more cuts, he might just about be able to get Jake and not have to serve any sort of time penalty. And Jake will still be behind due to his time penalty. We'll have to see as things develop. Eris Netta still trying to battle it out with Dale. As you can see, Jason in the mid-up. Currently in 8th place. Eris is going to get a little loose. And Dale is going to slide through. Eris Netta now 2 cuts away from a black flag. So it's a little bit intense for her. Alright guys, we got 5 laps to go for the leader. T7 Jake currently running ahead from Jen in that car. Do apologize, my voice is a little dead. I got a really sore throat. But I'm trying my best. We still got 10 drivers left, so that's a solid race. And how is Jen looking on cuts? He's got 2 to go before he gets the penalty. Jake, having already suffered 3 cuts, although he's planning to go till he's penalized. Jake probably trying to see if he could get ahead of Jen by 10 seconds. You can see how cuts can affect strategies as things go on. Eris Netta now 1 lap down from Twin. As you can see, the people fighting for the podium might be overlapped sometime soon. Last time Twin Triple V6 raced on this track, he overlapped everyone. That was with 7 drivers. And I'm not sure if it's going to be possible with 12. Especially with Luke being 4.5 or 5 seconds behind, he is still within range. So I wouldn't say it's too likely he's going to do it this time, but he will get close. He's probably just been seeing cars left and right, up and center. We've been pretty clean of action, such as crashes, thankfully, this race. I'm going to look back at Jake and Jen. We almost might be able to watch from Twin at this point. He's really closing down on them. Jen now potentially approaching side by side. Let's see how he is on cut. Still at 18. So at the current time being, as long as he keeps the way he's going, he will be ahead of Jake as long as he gets no cuts. He does have 2 more to go until that penalty gets applied. And it looks like a good exit for Jen, although that was not a cut, thankfully, for him. I don't know why I should be rooting for Jake here. He's been, in his time back, he's been fighting for a podium. And he's kind of trying to run off of luck. Drivers now make their way around the oval curve. Would like to say for you guys again to do a cooldown lap unless you're the race winner. Then you could do a cooldown lap and then just wait for me to get the stats, and then we'll allow you to do some victory donuts. Jen now getting by from T7 Jake. So far as it goes, it seems like Jen will be the one rightfully to get into the podium, unless he gets a penalty and that brings up the ground back to the 2 of them. And there's Ned and Neil, neither of them on the same lap. Both of them are rookies. 5 laps to go for Twin Triple V6, by the way. Twin has been absolutely dominating this race the moment he got by no turrets. It's been a hard one for him, but he just about managed it. As you can see, the 32 Wolf Team Racing car once again making its way around turn 1. Looks like Luke has actually been making up a little bit of ground, so Twin could be taking it a little bit easier. There still is a pretty good gap between the 2. There's 4 laps to go for Twin. This time by will be 3. Three laps to go for Twin Turbo V6. No loss behind. As you can see Ned there. Ned is going to be lapped for his 2nd time by. As Jake trying to do something to Jen. Has Jen been penalized yet? No, he's not. And Jen is going to back off. Jake will get by. We're going to see 2 laps to go for Twin Turbo V6. And no turrets has made up a little bit of ground. Make sure to stay after you guys finish the race, just so I can get the cuts all set up. Harris Nutt has been riding with 1 to DNF, so she's been focused. Jen having fallen behind from Jake, probably trying to take it easy. He just needs to run it by 10 seconds and not get 2 more cuts, and he's got a pretty clean fill for him. And a pretty good shot of getting 2nd place still, points wise. White flag in the air for Twin Turbo V6 as he makes his way through the field, even the podium. And as it stands, Jen has no more penalties, although no more penalties for Jen. Twin now makes his way around the final oval turn into the back straightaway. Now 1 more turn for Twin Turbo V6. As your winner is going to be Twin Turbo V6 wins again. And Jake is a 10-second time penalty. Jen, everyone else is done. Everyone is done. Everyone is done. Lucas in second. Here's Neo. I'm gonna get your grid. Everyone be slow. And don't overtake people that are still racing. Just move into the pits. Unless your twin turbo V sits, you can just wait on the front stretch. You'll be allowed to do some victory donuts. Speed at turn 1, make your way into the finish line. Twin, try not to get in the way of speed at turn 1. I believe there's one more car trying to make its way by. I could be wrong. There is no more cars. Alright, everyone into the pit lane. We're going to wait on your leader, Twin Turbo V6. Everyone into the pit lane, do not cross the line. So just chill in the pits, single file. Right? We will teleport the podium as soon as Twin is done with his donuts, so everyone please wait. Great job for Luke and Jake as a TGS guy. That was a solid race. Alright, Luke, don't cross the line, don't cross the line, don't cross the line. Thank you. Don't cross the line. Yeah. So standings are Twin Turbo V sits Luke. T7 Jake, although he's got a 10-second time penalty. Was Eris's cut before or after the line? I have to see. I'll watch that one. She does have a 20-second penalty, so I believe that she's behind from Dale. So, Eris is either 6th place or DNF. The rest of them... I have to figure this one out. Anyways. Twin Turbo V6, you're free to do donuts. And when you're done, just cruise on by to the victory lane and do the podium from there. And that's gonna be a little smack for Twin Turbo V6, a little embarrassing. Oh. And he's going through the paddocks. Thankfully there's no fans here in SLC. Twin, you do realize you gotta get your car to the victory lane. I'm gonna have to think about that finish now. Okay, so we're gonna do the standings real quickly. Guess we're not gonna do the podium. We'll have the podium without Twin. Nice. So that is your podium. Jen will be, or Jake will be given a penalty, which will put him out. You could be with no trits. Yes, you can. Alright, everyone clear off the podium, please. Like, you guys can stand around here. Unless you're Jake. Jake is allowed. Or if you want to be around your teammate. If your driver's a teammate, then you can stand. So, speed. Speed. Yep. Jesus. Luke or Jen, can you be over here? Twin, please be over here. I guess I'm gonna kill speed. And I don't know if anyone else wants to be here, so we're gonna take the photo. Okay. It is done. Alright, folks, that is going to commence this race. We'll be doing the GTI tomorrow at 12 p.m. USPST. And then we will be doing Mid's car on Sunday at also 12 p.m. USPST. And we will take a 1-week break. So after that 1-week break, I think it's gonna be decided. It'll probably be Milwaukee or Northwest Ohio. But till then, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m. USPST. And that should be good enough for stream. Thank you guys.